You're not gonna believe me, but this morning the Cherry just started. Without any help even. I just came up to the car, switched off the security system, unlocked the doors, and it fired up. Quite happily so, I might add. What a beautiful Sunday morning. We usually tend to... Hang in there, dude. We usually tend to leave the KAMAZ at paid parking lots, but today we had to make an exception. Since we only got home at about 3 in the morning, we had nowhere else to park the thing. Our neighbors are probably having a fantastic morning. This is something you should really never do. Make sure to never park your KAMAZ in a residential area. We usually leave it at a parking lot, but today we really had no other options. We got back at 3 in the morning, when everybody had long gone to sleep, and all the parking lots and freight bases were closed. I suggest we leave without letting it warm up. The Cherry seems to be stuck. Let's give it a slight nudge. It's not the worst way to give an amulet a push. Check this out. Where is the damn thing? Just gotta make sure that I don't damage the truck. Alright, we've got this. Why not help someone out when their car is stuck? Just give them a slight push with your KAMAZ truck. We have to get there somehow, bro. We got stuff to do. No turning back now. That must feel pretty trippy. Okay, so what's up with the Cherry now? Looks like its bumper has gone to shed. Otherwise, it looks okay. What a great car. The KAMAZ, meanwhile, just goes like nobody's business. It's pretty unstoppable. These trucks rock. I just can't get over it, and today we're gonna be proving that yet again. However, for that Cherry, things are not gonna work out that well. Okay, gentlemen, this is turning out to be an interesting video. We came here to film the Cherry, and we happened to encounter a loader doing some snow removal. We just saw it loading snow into some other KAMAZ trucks, with them leaving after that. So an idea just occurred to me. I've actually dreamed about doing this for about a year now. How about we steal a bit of snow? We basically have to drive up instead of those other KAMAZes and pretend like we're here to help out. The dude buys it, he hooks us up with some snow, and we drive away with the payload. Sounds like fun. Okay, so now we're waiting for our turn. Looks like our plan's gonna work. And... here we go. Come on now, keep that snow coming. What a legend. Well done. I'll take all of the snow. All of the snow. This is the stupidest thing I've ever done in my life. But at least it's working. My sneaky ingenious plan is actually working. Turns out you can steal some snow if you really want it. We just have to figure out who to sell the goods to. I don't really know the current situation on the black market. Is it even a thing? Awesome. So the tractor is just left for reasons unknown. Maybe it's lunch hour, and there are no other KAMAZes to report. Legally, we can't just dump the snow that we've loaded into the KAMAZ right here, which leaves us with a KAMAZ full of snow. And this is where the Cherry comes into play. They've decided to give the car a quick thrash from the looks of it. But no worries. It looks like it's gonna bottom out, and we got a slight scratch on the bumper. Okay, so here's the plan. Since we have a KAMAZ filled with snow, which is about 8 tons of truck, and approximately 3 extra tons of snow. In total, that leaves us with 11,000 kilos of good vibrations. Okay, so I'm trying to drive with minimal steering input, and it seems to be staying in the groove. I really don't know how this will work. At 200 kilometers an hour, or maybe even 280. I mean, here anything's possible. This should be pretty interesting. This isn't gonna work. The car isn't sticking to the groove. Not to mention that the car didn't get a proper wheel alignment, meaning it's unstable even in normal road conditions. I don't know. Alright, after about 3, or maybe even 4, I reckon it was more than 3. Let's call it 3 to 4 hours of preparation. Okay, so we have a bunch of cameras working, a drone in the air, and yet zero success after several attempts. In any case, time to do this for real. We're waiting for Vlad to hook up the last camera in the cabin, which is going to be showing the most interesting part. And then we go for it. This is actually pretty frightening, as if I was actually sitting inside that car. My arms and legs are literally shaking. Can't even imagine. Okay, let's do this. We only get one shot at this. I really hope this works. All I want is for this to work. Okay, 40, 50, 70, 80. And we missed the mark. For God's sake. Just as we thought. Just as we thought. Alright, we blew it. So it's business as usual then. So here's the situation. The Kamaz is pretty much good to go. All I really had to do was pull out this taillight mount. Meanwhile, that thing looks like it's totaled. Despite the fact that it hit the tire, which I've heard is made of rubber and is supposed to be somewhat soft. I mean, we're not talking a trailer hitch or a cross member here. Regardless, that car is well and truly wasted. Here we have a headlight. And a piece of the spoiler. Yeah, any sort of crash involving a Chinese car usually implies that both ends meet. See what I mean? This looks like the front bumper. But we also have bits and pieces from the entire car scattered around. We can see the grille lying next to the cab. And here's the victim itself. Usually crashes such as this one with a small overlap and with the car being totaled. Since the car does take the impact with just a small part of the front end. So all of the force is concentrated right here. The frame rail is destroyed. I can see it from here. Oh man, the frame rail is seriously mangled. Here we have the air filter, which is pretty easy to extract. We obviously have some serious deformation happening, and we can clearly see the doors overlapping. This one has slipped right over this one. The rear door is now overlapping the quarter panel. The fuel door is open, no surprise there. If we were to open the door, it definitely wouldn't shut after that. Nope, can't even open it. Alright, fair enough. Even the rocker panel on this side has collapsed. You might not see this on film, but there's a wrinkle right here. The body is warped all around. Holy shit. Here we have a normal-sized panel gap, but on the other side, the body is toast. That's after just grazing that truck at 70 Ks. So basically the chassis was rectangular before the crash. And now it looks more like this. This is all pretty sad to look at. Okay, let's get this thing on a flatbed. Then we clean up the mess we made, After that, we go get rid of that stolen snow and what's left of the Cherry. This used to be a pretty nice Chinese car. Can I actually break this? That wasn't too hard. This way we have at least some sort of look going on. They should make these standard. Not bad. This all brings us to a pretty obvious conclusion. First of all, stay away from trucks. And second, if you're incapable of staying away from them, make sure you get yourself a car that can take the hit. Now think about this for a second. If we consider the geometry of both vehicles, the softest and most vulnerable tissue of a normal passenger car usually collides with components that really couldn't care less. It's hard to tell where exactly the car, which is no longer with us, actually hit this Kamaz. The truck really didn't even notice that something went down. The thing didn't even budge. Meanwhile, this car is totaled. Although I do reckon that if we did this with a Volvo, you obviously have to try it out to know for sure. But if we were to take an XC90, which is a pretty tall and safe SUV, I'm pretty confident that it would just bounce off. Damaging a fender, but not much more than that. This Cherry, however, is made from tinfoil, and is already rusted to the core, which means that an impact at the front right corner led to the rear rocker panel collapsing. Not to mention that all the panel gaps are out of whack. The body literally has zero structural integrity, and things would have been a lot worse if it hadn't just grazed the truck. The impact tore off the wheel, which lodged itself into whatever remained of the chassis, and the car bounced off. Anyway, people, don't repeat our mistakes, despite them kind of being part of the plan. Make sure you behave on the road, and stay away from trucks. That's gonna make life much easier for you and for the trucks as well. Big thanks for watching this video. Good luck to all of you, and goodbye.